What's up, everyone? How you guys doing? Wanted to make this video today because I've been getting a lot of questions on Facebook about, and I've been talking about it in private chat with some people about the Antminer cards that have been coming out, and sorry, not cards, the Antminer ASICs that have been coming out, as well as Baikal. And I wanted to talk about the kind of pros and cons of GPU mining versus ASICS mining, because of course, off of just specs alone and looking at if you could get your hands on an ASICS miner right now for a good price, or for the price they're selling them for, like within a week, would it be worth it? And so some pros to, I want to say that I'm a little bit biased, obviously, because I GPU mine, but I'm going to be completely honest and give you my opinion, because I was trying to get a hold of, actually, some ASICS miners, and last night I kind of had an epiphany when I was thinking about it, and I'm really happy that I didn't purchase any of them. And this is why, because the more and more I looked into them, and I've been researching them and stuff, they're not really for home use. You know, one of those takes up, just one is a 1200 watt unit, and I'm talking about the D3s, but even the S9s, I think those are 1300 watt units, okay? The S9 is a 14 terahash machine, and the D3 was a 15 gigahash machine that mined X11. I believe you can mine Bitcoin with the D3 as well. Obviously, that wouldn't be very profitable. But for the S9, 14 terahashes, that's probably like, I don't know, $10 a day or $12 a day, something like that, maybe $10 a day, I think. But so you look at these machines, right, and they're loud as all hell. So if you have, if you're single and you have a mudroom or your garage that you could just hook them up in and just let them run, by all means, it's not a problem. But you can't exactly, you could, but you wouldn't exactly want to just leave one running in your living room or on your computer desk or something. They are loud. Compared to your GPU miner, not very loud. It's more your fans that are loud than anything. Number two, power consumption. They're extremely power hungry. For, let's just say, a card to one miner, okay, for kilowatts. For my cards that I'm using right now, for 1080 Ti cards, you're looking at pulling a little bit over 200 watts about per card, and just over that. And for an ASICS miner, you're pulling 1200 watts approximately per unit. Okay, now, just looking at you're going to say, yeah, but with an ASICS miner, your profitability is so much higher than with one card. That is true in a sense. If you could get one right now and you were mining with it, yes, you would make a good amount of money off of it. But they also have a resale value of absolutely nothing. And every few months when they release the new one, the old ones become obsolete, because just as me and Empath were talking last night, they're supposedly going to release 30 gigahash ones in like November, and that's when this batch that they just sold out of ships. They ship November, so all the people that bought 15 gigahash ones are going to be super pissed, because A, you can't return them, B, if you're returning them to China. Also, if you have any issues with them, they have a 90-day warranty, I believe. and they're just going to be, they're going to be obsolete, because you're going to have all these new machines that cost maybe $1,000 more, not even double the price more of what these last ones were, to get double the power out of them. So unless you stocked up on these ones, which you probably were not able to, your machines are going to be making nothing for you. Compared to a GPU, where I'm going to catch up and just talk about the GPUs real quick. So with the GPU mining setup, A, you're using less electricity. B, they have a resale value, unlike ASIC miners. So let's say with my card, I paid close to $800 after tax, okay? Even when the new cards come out, the 20 series or the 1100 series, whatever it may be, these will still be good cards, okay? They still have 11 gigabytes of memory on them. But if I wanted to resell them, I could resell them for 40–50% of what I paid for them, and someone's still going to buy it, because that goes into number 3. GPUs have so many more uses than an ASIC miner. GPUs are used for graphics rendering, for gaming, for other things to do with computers, like fucking password cracking. They have tons of uses. Okay, so the need and the want, the demand for GPUs will always be there, whereas your ASICS miner, which is only going to produce so much power, has no other application whatsoever. So you literally will not be able to sell it for shit, unless you want to keep it and do some type of project with it and take it apart or something. Resale value, nothing. So I also mentioned the shortened warranty. Okay, like with an ASIC miner, you have, I believe, a 90-day warranty on it. Whereas with a GPU, you have anywhere from usually a 2 to a 4-year warranty on them. So if anything happens to them, you can send them back to the manufacturer and get a brand new one. So that's a plus in my eyes. All right. That being the biggest thing, that you can't resell them. You can't resell an ASICS miner, really. If you do, you're getting lucky. You know, if you buy one and you're able to resell it, and you're able to resell it to make a profit, then it was from someone who had FOMO and saw you on eBay and just scooped it up without thinking. The biggest reason, though, I think that it would be a bad investment for anyone to buy an ASICS miner off of the website is because they are 3 months back ordered, okay? And I really have been thinking about this the last couple of days, because a guy that I talked to quite a bit on chat had an extra order for 2 of them, for the 2 of the D3s, and I was going to take his order for him. But they wouldn't transfer me the order because my shipping address is in another country. So for security purposes, they wouldn't do it. Even though he allowed me access to his account, I changed and put an address of mine in there, so it could be switched without them really doing anything, them just going into the account and switching the address. They said because the address was in another country, they wouldn't do it. Okay? I'm kind of happy now, because now looking at how many machines, we don't know how many machines they made and how many they sold out of, okay? On top of that, Baikal is making tons of machines, and they're selling those. So you have tons of X11 machines that are hitting the market over the next few months. Yours is back ordered for 3 months, okay? So there are people that are still getting them every month because they've been back ordered for 3 months. So you have no idea how many machines are getting let loose into the wild, and you have no idea how much your 15 gigahash is actually going to hash you in 3 months. Which is a good point that Giorgio brought up, because he was doing, you know, like worst case scenario math kind of, and when he did that, he was like, you know, it could take me like 10 months to get a return on investment. And at first I was like, no way, like there's no way that difficulty will go up that much by then. And then I really started thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? Even if it doesn't go up that much, when they release the new models, you won't even have a year with this machine before it's obsolete. So is it really worth it with the rate of difficulty increase, the time it's going to take to get my machine, and the other machines that are going to come out that are going to just shit on this? Because this is the day and age of technology innovation, you could say, you know, but at the same time, companies cheat us out of what they have to make more money. So just look at any of the phones that come out, okay? Like, look at what Apple does. I have tons of iPhones, but every year they just make some small little like adaptation or change to what they're doing, and they market the hell out of it. Even though they could do so much more and put so much more into the phone, they pace it out. They already have a roadmap for what they're going to do and what they're going to release to keep people enticed, to keep people buying their product. All right. And if you think for 1 second that any of these other companies that are making machines like this aren't doing that, you're crazy. Why would a company sell a machine that you're going to profit $6,500 in a month on, okay? For it, just look at the price of the machine that went down. It was $2,700 a couple weeks ago, and then the last batch that they released, like a week ago, a week and a half ago maybe, they dropped the price $1,000, okay, to $1,700 or $1,600. Now they were $1,500 or $1,400. So they keep dropping the price of them with the new batches that are coming out because they know that by the time that people get them, it's going to be hard for them to recoup that money. So unless you bought or are able to get your hands on a good quantity of them to make that money back quick, I don't see it as a wise investment for someone just looking to purchase one or two of those compared to spending the same amount of money to just build yourself a rig. Because the rig has all the parts that you buy for that rig you can resell, except maybe your rig frame, which you probably could resell to someone else who's going to be into mining when you're done with it. All of your parts are still worth money when you resell them. There are other options for it. So like if you are a gamer and you're running your rig, you can even pull a card off and put it in your computer and play your games and whatever, and then decide you don't want to do that anymore, take a card off and put it back on the rig. Okay, you can't do anything else with your ASICS miner. You can upgrade your cards as they go. So, you know, as things change and you have your rig set up and everything, you don't need to change. If you bought good power supplies, you bought a good CPU, you have enough, large enough RAM, you can upgrade your cards as you go. Whereas with an ASICS miner, you can't really upgrade anything on that. Once it's done, or once the difficulty is raised too much, it's done. So you can forever make upgrades, incrementally on your rig and sell your old GPUs, replace them with new GPUs, and continue to make money doing it. Let's see, I could talk about this for a while because, I am really into mining. But, let's see, what else? I'm trying to think, I don't want to repeat myself. But, I don't know, if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them below. Let me know what you think. As I said, I think that investing in first of all, going to a coin calculating website, just do that for yourself, okay? Look at what the most profitable coins are for the different algorithms that those ASIC miners are mining, and see the coins that are available, because that is another thing to take into account is what algorithm it's on, okay? GPUs can mine all coins, technically. They're not always the most profitable that you can pick, but a GPU can mine just about any coin. And the other thing is that there are GPU-specific coins like coins that run on the Equihash or Etherhash algorithms specifically. But there are other ones that are GPU only. So you are also limited to that. When you buy an ASICS machine, depending on whether it's for X11, for Script, for SHA-256, I'm not sure if they make any other algorithm or machines that run on any other algorithms through Bitmain, Antminer. But you can only use that machine for those coins. That is also a plus. You can take that into account, that when you buy an ASICS miner, that if the difficulty becomes too high on whatever coin you're mining, you can switch to another coin with that. But the possibilities I see are you have many more possibilities with GPU mining and buying GPUs, as there are always coins coming out with algorithms that are made specifically for the GPU miner. Like you look at, I'm trying to think of what the one that just came out is. It's Signatum. That's one. But yeah, there are things like that that are always coming out. But algorithm is definitely something to take into account when deciding which route you want to go. Again, I'm not saying that ASIC miners aren't profitable, because they can be. I'm just saying that with the amount of time it's going to take you to get yours, is it going to be profitable still? And is it going to be profitable for a long enough time to make you happy with your investment? For me, as someone who likes to think long term with anything that has to do with cryptocurrency, it's not a good enough investment for me. When the newer, bigger machines come out, if I can get one on the first order with the first release, then to me that would be a good investment. But buying these when they're discounted already, and there's already thousands of them out into the wild, and you're having to wait, that doesn't seem worth it to me. But again, when and if the 30 or 50 gigahash ones come out, then that I'm going to look into, and maybe if I can get them, like I said, right off the rip, then I would do that. But buying them now after they've already discounted them 3 different times, you know they're trying to get rid of them, A, and B, you're having to wait. So yeah, those are a couple of my big things I think you should look at, and my reasons for why I would pick GPU mining over ASIC mining currently with the current stock that they have or current orders. And right now they're sold out all over anyway, which brings me to another point. There is a fake site up posing as Bitmain. It's shop.bitmain.com or shop.bitmain.shop or shop.bitmain.com/shop, something like that. That is not the real site, okay? It makes it, if they have anything available besides the Litecoin router, it's not the real site, okay? Bitmain is sold out of everything except the Antminer router, or the Litecoin router, and maybe the power supplies for the D3s and the L3 pluses, but I'm pretty sure they're sold out of those. So if you go to a Bitmain site and they have things that are available, you're at the wrong site. Don't buy anything. That's my little scam alert for you guys right now. But yeah, any comments, questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section, and I will try to get to you as soon as I can. Happy mining, trade safe. Check out my post about voting, flagging, reputation, that kind of stuff. As well, there are links to a couple other people that are in there who did a good job writing up some stuff for any of you new watchers, new users. Technos Girl did something, Yassine did something, Alpha Beta did something, and Syra Grays just did something too. I'm going to relink hers, but make sure to check those out if you guys have some questions. We're trying to kind of create a index of sorts, or just a revival of new posts and content, kind of a campaign, you could say, to help people understand the importance of voting, upvoting and stuff like that. Stuff that we get asked a lot of questions in general chat. But check those posts out. Check me out tomorrow for my next video. Maybe later today, I'll throw one up there. I'm working on a nice blog for you guys though, as well as my power supplies came in today. So it took an extra day, I don't know why, but I will be getting started on this Sunday when I'm off. So boom, there's my, there's the Corsair HX100, or I'm sorry, HX1000. It's a platinum one. And my EVGA Supernova 1600 P2 platinum. As I said, I'm looking to do this for the long haul, so I know that I'm not going to use 2600 watts of power, but that will keep me from having any issues with this shorting or anything. Trying to think what else. Yeah, that's really it. So that will be, I'm not sure if I'm going to make a video of me doing that or if I'm just going to take some pictures and write it up in a blog. I think it'll just be kind of hard to, maybe I'll use my other camera. But either way, you guys will kind of get that building process. I want to pull one out because a lot of people have been asking me on Facebook and in private messaging how to like build these, what parts they need, what is good for what, like which algorithm am I using, because these are expensive cards, they're kind of power hogs as well. Why I chose these over, you know, different cards that don't cost nearly as much, like RXs, the RX 580s and 470s and stuff like that. So I've been spending a lot of time. I used to be in general a lot. Please private message me if you guys have any questions that are used to seeing me in chat. It's not that I haven't been on there, it's that I've been talking to a lot of people in private message, so I haven't been able to spend as much time in the actual chat as I used to, which is a good and a bad thing because I love all the people over in general. But I feel like I'm, you know, also doing a good thing by doing what I said I was going to do and being there to help people, you know, help answer questions. A lot of it has come from days before and last week when I've been in there and I've told people, you know, hey, feel free to private message me if you have questions or anything. I'll try my best to help you out. That kind of, I don't know, got around or if other people told other people, but I've had a lot of people messaging me about these sorts of projects and things. But yeah, feel free to get at me. I get back to everyone. To my general homies that I've been kind of missing out on, I'm still here. I'm still there. Just send me the crypt signal and you know I'll show up. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.